You can support The Man Show by signing up for Amazon Freetime. Freetime gives your kids access to over 13,000 kid-friendly books, educational apps, movies, and TV shows from top brands like Disney, Nickelodeon, PBS, Amazon, and more. Freetime has best-in-class parental controls, including the Learn First feature, which requires kids to meet educational goals before cartoons can be accessed. Amazon Freetime is a great way to provide your kids with the perfect, worry-free tablet experience. Check out Amazon Freetime today at freetime.noobs.gg. Welcome to The Man Show.
All right, welcome everybody to The Man Show, episode 11. A day late, but hopefully not a dollar short. Should have a pretty jam-packed episode. We're going to try to keep it short and sweet, but we do have a lot to cover. But before we jump into that, Critter, welcome to the show, man. What's been up?
Hey, man. Thanks for having me. Not a whole lot, man. Just been doing some casual gaming, trying out some stuff from back in the day, like WoW and ESO. Playing some of the new big PUBG update. It's going to take some getting used to, learning a bunch of new gear and stuff like that. But I think it's neat. Ready for them to put it on the main server, though. Other than that, man, just real life stuff. Little leagues getting into the playoffs and work, but that's about it.
Right on. So what's new exactly in the PUBG update?
Man, they got new guns, like another 7.62 sniper called SLR. They got different scopes, range scopes. They got a 3x, 6x. They changed what scopes can go on what weapons, which they did once before, but I think they kind of fixed some of the issues with that by adding these additional scopes. They added new grips that do varying things like vertical recoil reduction, horizontal recoil reduction, things like that. They added a new car to Miramar, which was needed. They didn't have that fast car Miramar. Like the Dacia in the original map. It's kind of like that, except it's more of a Cadillac of sorts. I think it looks kind of like a Pontiac, but it's neat. Just a bunch of changes like that, and some needed change to keep it fresh. They also implemented map selection, so if there's a map you don't play or you're just tired of playing it for a while, you can actually choose exactly which map that you want to play, or you can leave it random, which is going to be great. A lot of little changes, but I think they'll be effective changes and kind of change up the gameplay some. So looking forward to that going live and getting some more play time on it.
Right on. Well, that sounds like a lot, man. That is a big update for sure. Eric, man, what's good with you, brother? What you been up to?
You know what I've been up to. You know what you've done.
What have I done now?
Reignited my addiction to WoW.
Oh, did that happen?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Last I heard, you weren't super happy about it.
Well, when you try to resist something like that for so long, it eventually finds its way back. So,
I mean,
playing a lot of WoW.
You've been playing a lot of WoW. So you're is the IV like totally in? Like, are you addicted, or is it too late to resuscitate? Or
I'm not sure. I'm really, really trying to not go back down this road right now, with all the other things going on. I'm still supposed to be starting school in June and the move and all that. So I'm like, man, I can't let myself slip. But damn, is it fun? So, but other than that, we've been working on the Discord update.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into that here in a few.
Yeah. But how'd your vacation go, man?
Yeah, it was too short, man. But it was a blissful evening. Tracy and I went to the beach. Mostly just kind of sat by the pool and some, beach chairs, reclined, drinking beers and listening to the ocean and just talking and catching up and stuff. She's been super busy studying all the time, and I've been buried in my office, so it was an awesome opportunity to just kind of take a break from all the work stresses and everything else that's been going on my side and her side with the testing and all that. But she did pass and got her license, which is great. And
Yeah, that's fantastic.
just in time as well because that license is required for basically her next promotion. And the week of the test, we kind of found out that her current vice president was probably going to be relocating to a different department or business unit or whatever. And so that may actually open up sooner than planned an opportunity for her to move up, which is what she was getting this whole license and everything for, was so that door wouldn't be shut to her. So we'll see. Exciting prospects on the horizons, I guess. But it was very relaxing. I ate a bunch of crab legs. That was nice. And drank a bunch of beer, sat by a pool, and hung out with my wife. So it was awesome. And then continued the vacation. I played a bit of World of Warcraft. I was kind of I was avoiding competitive games. Just trying to chill and unwind. It was kind of a nice experience, right? Like I actually got to play a little bit of video games and just sit and play, and at the same time was watching Despicable Me 3 with my wife and daughter, and that was fun. You know what I mean? Just to kind of have the headset off and still be able to play and enjoy a game, but at the same rate, watch a movie and hang out with the girls. So that was a lot of fun. Um, really enjoyed that. Last week we had the album club, and we didn't have so many technical difficulties this time, so that was great. Um, Jabonko and Grumpy and I, we actually listened to Onion, was the album by Shannon and the Clams, which kind of had a nice little beach vibe to it, which I did actually listen to at the beach with my wife. It definitely inspired a good mood, so that was a lot of fun. And which reminds me too, if anybody out there wants to pre-listen to the next album for the next show coming up, not this Wednesday, but the following, that album will be "I Like Fun" by They Might Be Giants. So definitely check that out. Give it a pre-listen and join us on Twitch for the conversation at Twitch TV/middleaged noobs. And then, of course, we delayed the M.A.N show a day. So normally we record what would be yesterday. But, we had a bunch of changes that we're going to kind of get into that we had to get prepped and ready to go live, and website updates and so on and so forth. And so we just kind of wanted to have everything coincide. So here we are, recording one day later than normal, but with a lot of changes, hopefully for the positive to bring to you guys. And coming fresh off of a nice little vacation and a little bit of downtime, I think, for all of us, which was nice. I think Mabel's still on vacation as well, so hopefully he's having a good time with that. But and by the time you guys are hearing this, most of these changes should all be in place for you to kind of discover and get familiar with. So hopefully tonight we'll kind of take you through what's going on and the methodology behind what we did and why we did it and so on and so forth. So that way you'll kind of understand what's happening around the Discord or on the website. So I guess let's go ahead and jump into that. So first thing with the website, we added role profiles to the website. Basically the reasoning for that, we get asked a lot, how do I become an event manager, or what do I got to do to join the stream team, etc. Right? So we kind of wanted to spell it out in easy to read and simple terms, so people would kind of know, one, what those roles are for, how to become a part of them. And so that way, it's clearly and publicly communicated, and all of staff and moderation and everyone in the Discord, it's kind of all on the same page there. And then, of course, so you can kind of look and see what the expectations are and benefits and rewards and what have you for doing any one of those things. Then, furthermore, we kind of set the framework for something we've kind of wanted to do for a while and really honestly needed to do. But we set the framework for staff, moderator, team member profiles, stream team profiles, etc. I think it's such an important part of getting to know the community. I mean, especially coming in the door, not really knowing much about the place. It kind of give you an opportunity to get to know more about some of the key members, like the administration team and our competitive teams and so on and so forth. And So we look forward to kind of finalizing that. The framework's there, the links are there. So we just kind of have to collect all the necessary information from all the integral members of the administration and our teams to kind of display that for you guys and everyone else. So you can kind of get to know a little bit about us before making the decision whether or not to join, or even if you already have joined and you're just kind of wondering a little bit more about what it's all about. So there's a little bit more information there. So definitely check that out. And then a bunch of Discord changes that are going to go into effect as well. Kind of our main methodology there was to try to condense everything and centralize information a bit more. Like currently every event has its own chat, and it's handled in a different way, and there's often confusion across the board as far as when things are happening, how they're happening, how do you join in on them, etc. So we really just kind of wanted to streamline that process, make it easy to understand for anyone that's just joined today or anyone that's been here forever. So we'll be deleting all the individual event chats. We'll be adding a singular event chat for the event managers to kind of monitor, so you can mention them and ask questions. So, I'm sure those guys will be pointing you to the right people on, particular events, but get you the information you need without, in one place without having to go through 5 different places. And then, of course, kind of listing the upcoming events. We'll have the event managers post all in the same place, the time and date of their event. We also added a little bit of information about each event on the website, and we'll be looking to collect some additional details and color commentary, if you will, on those events from their managers to kind of expand what's on the website as we get that information together from them. And I think it'll just make it a lot easier for everyone to stay in tune with what's happening and when it's going down and all that fun stuff. So the upcoming events channel, as I said, will be up under events now instead of Rocket League, and we'll kind of separate out the M.A.N events, like the album club or things that aren't necessarily specific to Rocket League, but there'll be a specific Rocket League events channel in there for Rocket League events managers and, so on and so forth on down the line, especially as we kind of get involved in other games. I think it'll make things a little bit easier and as we grow. So we did that. We also did update the welcome message with revised community guidelines. So please be sure to check out the welcome channel in Discord and give those a read through. And of course, your feedback's always welcome in the feedback channel. And another thing we did is, the highlights and lowlights channels, they've kind of been across the board, up and down as far as their usage. You see a surge here or there, but what we've decided to do is just go ahead and combine those into, for instance, for Rocket League, it'll now be Rocket League clips. So I still encourage you all to please share your hilarious lowlights with us in the clips channels, as well as your glorious highlights. Just now kind of all in one place. So that way, it's a little more condensed, and that's one less channel that didn't necessarily need. And then the same will kind of follow suit for Fortnite and PUBG and so on and so forth. But that's kind of the gist of what's already in effect. And by the time everybody's listening to this, all the website changes and Discord changes should be live. And then we have some other upcoming changes that we're looking to roll out pretty soon regarding M.A.N. Eric, you want to tell us a little bit about what you're working on with M.A.N and kind of when you expect to have it done and all that stuff?
So a lot of the big point in this is the LFG system. We've talked about it a lot. We've got a lot of feedback from people, and I'm really looking to improve it in the sense that it doesn't feel like such an empty, underused channel, because it really does at the moment. It cleans up pretty quick. So one of the things I'm looking for is to extend it so that, any time of the day maybe you're checking in, it'll at least have something in there to encourage other people to start posting in it more, because I think it's a really good tool for people first coming into the server who might be a little intimidated by, just jumping right into chat, seeing like all these people, seeing all these voice channels. I really think LFG is a good way to have those people find others to play with, without having to delve through everything else until they're more comfortable with the community. And for sure, we'd hope they take part in all of that. Some quality of life stuff. I did the lock commands, actually. This was suggested a while ago. It just kind of took me a little while to figure out exactly how to implement it, but I'm looking at expanding them. So there's a bunch of more like quick lock commands. So you could do like 2 2s. You could write it all out like TWO, TWOS, duos. Like There's a bunch of different ones. There will be a page that I'm going to make up, basically the full documentation, because let's face it, writing documentation sucks. So I'm just going to put it up on the website and make it really easy. So there'll be like a help command in the bot too that will just link you right to that, and it'll give you the full breakdown of all the possible commands and parameters that go into LFG. And also LFG is going to expand to add other games as well. Yeah.
Right on. So that way,
Yeah.
some of those miscellaneous games and things like that people ask for channels for, but maybe they aren't really necessary all the time. So the bot will kind of have provisions for those games as well.
Yeah, it's really just going to read what game you're playing and pull it from that. With eventually, I'll put in, much like I have the parameters for Rocket League. There will be overrides for certain things, just not everything though. So that will be the functionality of it. It's just going to pull whatever game you're playing and be able to make up the LFG post with it.
And I think one thing too that maybe isn't apparent, or maybe a lot of people don't know about, is you actually can type in the looking for group chat as well. Like, if you were just wanting to have a conversation or say, hey, I want to play with somebody, rather than using the bot, messages are allowed, right? I almost said prohibited, but they are allowed in that channel, correct?
Yeah, it's definitely just one of those things. Designing it all sounds really good on paper, and then you put it in, you realize like all the flaws that it has. So it's been a lot of rewriting that I've had to do, a lot of refactoring of the code to have it just perform better and for easier maintenance, because sometimes I look at it and I'm just like, wow, what a mess.
Sure.
But, that's just programming for me, at least. Like I'm still learning it, and it's still so much fun to work on.
I'm definitely looking forward to that in the coming weeks, we'll say.
Yeah, probably at least a week. I'm gonna try and tone down my addiction a little bit and actually work on this thing. But yeah, so probably in the next few days, honestly, I've made pretty good strides in most of the code. So it's just it's probably about a good day of like bug testing to make sure that everything works properly, and then from there we should probably see it live by the end of the week.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's cool. Also, in other news, and just Rocket League in general, and not necessarily M.A.N related, but I guess Psyonix put on Reddit, they added a bunch of new servers over the weekend, and they should be able to support about 10,000 concurrent players now, which is interesting. I'm not really sure how this is going to affect everyone's experience on the servers, but there are more of them. So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully that's a positive experience. I not too well versed in their actual server architecture and what experiences everyone has had with the servers and things like that. But nevertheless, I just thought that was important enough to kind of share with you guys that maybe missed that tidbit of information. So that's interesting to see. And beyond that, I think that's really the meat of everything. Besides what's coming up.
Are you an Amazon Prime member? If so, did you know that you get Twitch Prime for free? Twitch Prime members get access to free games and game discounts every month, as well as free in-game loot for many of the most popular game titles. You also get a free monthly Twitch channel subscription, an exclusive Prime badge, and ad-free viewing of Twitch streams. Activate your Twitch Prime subscription today at prime.noobs.gg.
Well, let's go ahead and jump into this week in M.A.N. So obviously, Discord updates going live in the next 24 hours from the time of this recording, so you guys will see a bunch of changes to Discord. We do have the M.A.N Mixer going on 5/1 at 9 p.m. Eastern. M.A.N Mixer, for those that don't know, which I think most people are probably familiar with it by now, but if you're new, the M.A.N Mixers is basically an event where Grumpy Old Man and Inebriated Youper create private lobbies, if you will, that support up to 6 people, and they're done based off of rank. So just as an example, it might be Platinum 3 to Diamond 1, right? And so you'll get 6 Platinum 3s to Diamond 1s all in the same room. You guys will have some casually competitive games and have some fun, hopefully get to meet some new people. and maybe find some new partners to push ranked with outside of that. Beyond that, we have the random draft coming up this weekend, 5/5 at 8 p.m. Eastern. So a little bit about this event. We didn't have one last month. Last month was a little crazy with moving on weekends and things like that. So I wasn't able to really commit to all the events that we normally would. So we're starting out with the random draft. And what this is, basically everyone will sign up as a free agent. And it will be placed randomly on 2 teams of 3. And it's just kind of like a social event. We'll do a Swiss bracket, so you'll basically hang in for however many rounds are appropriate based on signups. 4 or 5 rounds, maybe more, maybe 1 or 2 less. Just depends on how many people join. But you'll be assigned a random team, and you'll jump in a voice chat with maybe somebody you've never met before, or maybe a friend you play with all the time, and just see how the software randomly divvies you up, and then you'll play some games. And that's happening Saturday, 5/5 at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then also with the updates that we've done to Discord, there was a slight change to Shimmy's training pack challenge. So from now on, there's not actually going to be a leaderboard associated with. Shimmy's going to provide us with a training pack every week that we'll put into the bot. And you guys can paste in that code if you're looking for inspiration to try a new training that you haven't done before. So look for that in the bot messages and chat at the bottom, and give it a try. So that's pretty much everything that's coming up this week. Well, hopefully that was a short but very information-filled episode of the Man Show for you guys. We still have some work to get back to, so hope you all have a lovely rest of your week, and hopefully get an opportunity to see you on the pitch. And as always, thanks for listening to episode 11 of The Man Show.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good time.
Middle-aged Noobs thanks you for listening to The Man Show. Be sure to follow, like, and subscribe for the latest Man news and event announcements.